Yo, what's going on, YouTube family? This is LK talking to you from Lebanon, Tennessee. For you guys that don't know where it is, that's in pretty much Nashville. So southern suburb of Nashville. I'm sitting here at this Starbucks place delivering some cup holders, a bunch of cup holders. Um, I wanted to start a kind of like a subsection to this video called Motivation Mondays. I fucked up and I ran out of time, so I couldn't do it on Monday. But what I'm gonna go ahead to do is I'm gonna go ahead and give you the motivation for the week, but I'm gonna do it today. So the motivation for this week is gonna be pretty much two different things. It's gonna be motivation for you to push forward, and it's gonna be motivation for you to get better. So the story that I have for the motivation, just to kind of keep going and keep pushing forward, because if you are thinking about getting into trucking, whether you're going to be a regular owner operator or whether you're going to be you're going to own your own authority, you're going to have a lot of tough times. Like, especially this year with the Armageddon that's going on now, it's going to be really tough. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be really tough, and there's going to be some days where you just don't get out of bed. You know, I got stuck in that spell earlier this year because my grandma passed Christmas Day of 2018. So, you know, the beginning of this year, between the market being so trash and, you know, rates being down and having different issues going on with my company, you know, it was hard for me to get out of bed some days, like to the point where I barely worked on Mondays just because the rates coming out were so bad. I had no motivation to actually get up and get out, and I kind of suffered for it. But recently, actually last week, I was driving to Wisconsin, and like I said in my very first video, I used to car haul. So like I used to go up to like Wisconsin and Milwaukee area and stuff like that. And I frequented a truck stop right there on the border of Illinois and Wisconsin on 94. It's across the street from the TA. So for you guys that know the area, you know, when you get off the expressway, if you're going northbound, you make the left. It's the Citgo to your right before you make the left to go towards the TA. So I used to go to that truck stop only because the fuel was so cheap, especially compared to TA. You know, uh, so I would go there, but I did not necessarily like stopping and going inside the store because the store smelled. You know, the floors were messed up in there, like they had broken tile. They had poor lighting. You know, the lighting was very dim in there. And then when you would go into the bathroom, you felt like, you know, you hear the jokes about ads on Craigslist and stuff like that, but no, that shit was real. Like they had like real people being pimped out of their residence, not by them, but you know, people going to bathrooms, they write stuff on the walls. You know, one of the stalls had a peephole, another one had a glory hole that was just covered up with a duct tape door. You know, just craziness, right? So I will only go in there as a as needed basis. So pretty much go in there, get my fuel receipt, and bounce. And if I really need to go to the bathroom and I cannot wait until I got to the dealership, then I would go use the bathroom. But it was only as a as needed basis. So I spun back around because I was out of hours, and you know I was playing with this logbook and I ran out of hours right there, and I needed fuel, you know, so I had a choice of, you know, the TA, which at that point was like $3.25 for cash price, and over there, which was like pretty much $2.99 or like $3.01 or something like that, you know, big difference. So I'm driving and I happen to know a Denny's sign, you know, like the not the fast food restaurant, but you know, the chain restaurant Denny's breakfast food. I noticed this sign. I'm like, that was not here before. So I go in there. I'm like, man, you know, from the outside you can tell that they did something. So the last time that I went there, I knew that they were under construction because they were gonna just update a couple of things. But you know, from the outside, it looks like they renovated everything. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, you know, they probably got bought out. You know, they probably just lost the business, sold it, and somebody invested the money and got it up. So I go in there, I get fuel, I go in there, and it's the same owner's son still there. And then, you know, so I handle my business, stuff like that. And I see the owner that next morning. So, so at that moment, you know, when I seen like, you know, it's the same two owners at this place, and see the difference that they made, the big upbringing. Like if you don't know much about franchising, franchises run like 10 grand at the bare minimum. But for the simple fact that they, did what they had to do to get this money together, to go ahead and invest in a better store, not only invest in a better store, but now they invested into a franchise. It's, to me, that's motivational, because it's like, if you really keep pushing through it despite how you feel right now, despite how your company is right now, the things that you have right now, if you keep pushing, things will work out for you. These are two immigrants. I'm not going to say their nationality, but they're two immigrants, that father and son, that came to America, and they made something. They made something. So if, especially for us that are born here, that had the privilege of being born here, if they can do it, why can't we? They did it on their own, so why can't we? They had a little bit of help because, father and son team, but still, the whole thing is that if we, despite these new companies that we have, these new endeavors, I'm coming around the 2-year mark, and it's, still kind of tough, especially, like I said, the freight market right now this year, it's still hard. But if you just get up and you keep pushing, things will get better. Like, so my personal story of, I look at small victories. So, like I said, because of my grieving process that I went through and the rates and stuff like that, in the beginning of the year, things were not looking too good. So, so I was kind of messed up. But then something clicked, and I'm like, okay, now I got to hustle. I got to get back on my grind. Got back on my grind, and then I had enough saved up to where I was able to go buy four brand new drive tires, and I said, F it, I got new rims, so I got polished rims on my drives, and now I'm gonna spin back around, and I'm gonna get the polished rims on my steers, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put aluminum rims on my trailer once I get that money back up. So it's about small financial goals, and the more I see myself achieving these goals and seeing the money go up in my account, so I can actually do the goals that I have set out, that's what motivates me to keep going, keep pushing, because I just want things to be better, and if you're right now sitting at home debating like, fuck, man, I gotta get up and go to work, whether you own your own company, whether you work for somebody else, whatever, if you are having a problem with getting up and just getting the shit done, just think of this. If you don't get up right now, right? We're humans. Naturally, we are procrastinators. A lot of us are. I'm a procrastinator. We say, all right, I'll get up in 5 minutes. I'll get up in 10 minutes. Whatever. I'm a person that has 3 alarms set at a minimum. And then that first and second alarm, I still hit snooze a couple of times until I'm actually ready to wake up. We're procrastinators by nature almost. So instead of just saying, I'll do it later, say, I'll do it right now. Make it a point for at least once a day. Once a day, just say, I'm not going to put it off. I'm going to do it right now. So for me, my goal for tomorrow, see, again, procrastinating, but, I'm already up now. So my goal for tomorrow is, as soon as my alarm rings, I'm getting up right when that alarm rings. I'm going to make sure that I get enough sleep, so when that alarm goes off, I can just get up. I'm going to fight that sleep. I'm not even going to I'm going to set the second alarm just in case, but, my goal is just to get up. If I can get at least 5 or 6 hours of sleep beforehand, I'm just going to get up. This truck driving thing, business ownership, or just even day-to-day life just gets, people down, and it's hard. Sometimes we do feel alone, I found my motivation, refound my motivation through just talking to people. Just remember, you're not out here alone. Like, for me, I'll go and I'll just run into different people that, you walk past people, you catch a vibe or whatever. Start talking to people. You'll find motivation in the weirdest places. Like, I was helping somebody I was trying to help somebody else bag into a spot. And I met him, and we started talking, exchanged numbers, and he was my motivation to get back working out. Like, I ran about 1.5 miles yesterday just based off of what he said. He wasn't even there with me. He didn't even know that I did it, but he motivated me to the point where I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go run, I'm gonna do my thing. Look for motivation in the small places. Celebrate the small things that happen. Celebrate if you're an owner operator. Celebrate being able to pay for fuel out of your own pocket versus having to have them take it out of your settlement. You know, be happy that you can make your payroll and put money aside like you want to that week. You know, celebrate the small goals and find different reasons to smile. Because if you sit down and you frown and you let your current situation get you down, it's going to result in your work. And if you see it in your work, you're going to see it in your goals being delayed. And I'm proof of that. There's no reason why I'm in the same situation now. There's no reason why I'm in the same situation now when should have been past this point by the beginning of the summer. And it was because I lost my motivation. It was hard for me to get up. It was hard for me to smile. And so now that I have this new mindset to where, okay, just get up, do it, it will pay off. You know, pay it forward. Pay it up front. That's what I mean. Pay it up front. Pay it up front and you will see the fruits of your labor. And it does. You know, I have X thousand in my account right now when at the beginning of the year I was barely making payroll. You know, it was hard at the beginning of the year, but because I just kept pushing forward, you know, now I got this money saved up because the immigrant guys that own the gas station just kept pushing forward. Now, not only did they upgrade their building, but think about it, they're really competing with TA. You know, the only thing that makes them not to TA's level is that they pumps. You can't, like, if you got a fuel card, you can't just pay at the pump. You got to go inside. But they compete with TA. And they got prime real estate because now there's a Love's building behind them. But they're still competitive because they got the Denny's. So they were real business savvy in their thinking. So this is going to be LK signing off. I hope I was able to give some motivation or a little bit of inspiration to somebody. Just, you know, based on the things that I say or whatever the stories that I told, I hope it did motivate you just to get up and get it. You know, just get up and grind. Like, the shit will pay off to you. If you have any other thing, if you guys have things that motivate you to get up out of bed or get to this money, you know, go ahead, drop them in the comments. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know whenever I post videos. Subscribe to the channel. You know, I'm going to be putting up some other content, sharing music, sharing playlists, you know, just opening up the world to people that the world may not be opened up to, and I hope you guys do the same. So, as always, peace, love, be safe, and don't forget, get up, get to this money, find a reason to smile. Peace.